The story starts with Ryota Suzui, a student at Hayakawa Private Academy. The story's male protagonist losing in a game of cards to Mary Saotome, believing he had the better hand, calling a showdown, only for him to lose to Mary with a straight royal flush. This leads to him being taunted and becoming a house pet, a term that deems you subhuman when you fall into debt, as this is a school centered around gambling, where the only thing they respect is money, as well as your gambling skills. Ryota believes all hope is lost, until the story's main protagonist Yumeko Jabumi joins the school. She enters the classroom enchanting all the boys with her good looks. The teacher assigns Ryota to show Yumeko around the school, as he is the class president. This is the first time he has been happy after becoming a pet. Yumeko becomes interested in Ryota's tag that he wears around his neck, where he explains that the school is centered around high-stakes gambling, which is something she seems to be excited by. Mary approaches Yumeko and challenges her to a game after class, something which intrigues the classroom. Mary explains the game of ballot rock paper scissors to Yumeko, with Ryota trying to warn Yumeko against gambling with Mary, not knowing that the game is rigged in Mary's favor. Yumeko's crazy side starts to show as she gambles and starts to lose to Mary. Yumeko discovers that Mary is cheating and exposes her strategy involving Ryota and wins the game, to Mary's dismay, winning 8.8 million yen. Ryota tells Yumeko that he is in debt and that is why he helped Mary, with Yumeko then buying him out of his debt. Mary returns to school the next day being taunted for losing and becoming a house pet. Ryota shows Yumeko that the school works based upon a ranking system, which is determined by how much you donate to the student council, with this system coming about 2 years ago with the appointing of a new student council president, Hirari Momobami, who destroyed the previous president in a game. Much to Ryota's dismay, Yumeko seems to enjoy this system. We then see Itsuki Sumeragi, a first-year member of the student council and the daughter of the CEO of one of Japan's biggest toy companies, winning a game of cards of which she has never lost a game. She then challenges Yumeko to a game of cards called Concentration, of which the proposed wager is 20 million yen, which Yumeko cannot afford. So Itsuki offers her an interest-free loan, insisting that her generosity is a result of the free promotion of the cards her father's company makes. Yumeko and Itsuki then begin to play. After a short amount of time, the match is close, with Yumeko at 36 pairs and Itsuki at 40 pairs. Out of a total of 100 for pairs. Suddenly Itsuki scores 10 pairs in a row, and with Yumeko's turn she fails on the first attempt, leading to Itsuki to win the game. Yumeko then asks for a rematch, of which Yumeko is asked to put up her nails as collateral, which she agrees on. On the first attempt of the new game, Yumeko scores a pair, explaining to Itsuki that she understands the game is rigged and how she has every mark on each card memorized, scoring pair after pair until she wins the game in one turn, winning 20 million yen. Another game is then proposed by Yumeko, in which both of them would put their nails and toenails as the wager, with Itsuki reluctantly agreeing and losing again, forfeiting her nails. The scene turns to the student council being informed of Itsuki's loss and debating upon what to do next to deal with Yumeko. Meanwhile, Ryota and Yumeko find themselves at the traditional culture research club finding Matt. There is already an official match in progress, which they then find out is actually Mary competing against another member of the student council, Yureko, with Mary hoping to win but finding herself currently in 49.6 million yen of debt. The two then begin a game called Life or Death, which is similar to roulette. However, the twist is with the 10 small swords tossed onto the board. If the sword on the number appears blade first, it is life and the return is multiplied by 30. If it lands hilt first, it is death and the result is negative 30 times. The two then begin to gamble, with the first turn resulting in no chips changing hands. Yumeko then begins to insult Yureko, which seems to anger her as she spreads all her wager onto the board, with Yumeko going all in on one number, explaining that she knows she is cheating, showing Ryota the dots on the judge's hands, which are piercings designed to attract the swords by a magnet, using them to win the game. Yureko then begins to panic at the thought of losing 2.17 billion yen in one round and losing her spot on the student council as a result. After Yureko decides to try and talk Yumeko down, members of the student council walk in to watch the game, including the student council president. The cup gets lifted, revealing that Yureko had won on a 5-chip bet, leaving her with 310 million yen and Yumeko as a house pet. After the loss, Ryota offers Yumeko 1 million yen, but she turns it down, explaining how the student council has not asked for the money yet. Mary asks for a meeting with the student council member Rurai about her life plan, which dictates how her life will go. With Mary unhappy, she has to marry and have children with an older politician, whom she hasn't even met if she does not pay her debt. In the next scene, students in debt gather in a hall awaiting an announcement from Secretary Sayaka Igarashi of the Debt Settlement Committee on an opportunity to get out of debt. This year's game is called the Debt Swapping Game, where groups of 4 will swap their debt based upon performance, with the winner having their debt erased. In this game they are given 10 chips each, which total to their debt. Therefore each chip is 10% of their total debt, making chips belonging to people with a bigger debt more valuable, with the game lasting 10 turns, and a requirement of 1 chip to participate in the round. The teams are then announced, and Yumeko and Mary are in the same group along with a man named Jun and a girl called Nanami. In the first round, Yumeko, Jun and Nanami all bet 1 chip, with Jun winning all 3 chips. As the game goes on, Jun and Yumeko exchange blows, with Jun winning round 2 and Yumeko besting Jun in round 3, with her betting 5 chips. In the 4th round, Jun suspects that Mary and Yumeko are working together as Mary bets for chips and folds as a result, with Mary winning the round on a bluff. Yumeko then calls out Jun and Nanami for colluding and offers them a better method of cheating. The game turns into a game of liars, with the best winning and having their debt removed. Jun starts to issue commands to Nanami, who begins to panic under the pressure. Turn after turn, Mary and Yumeko begin to bleed Jun dry of his chips, all while taunting him. Jun panics at the thought of being in debt and becoming a house pet, and orders Nanami to bet a Yumeko chips so he can remain afloat, allowing Jun to win the round. The last round of the game begins with Jun certain that he will be in first unless one of Mary or Yumeko sacrifice themselves to each other. Yumeko calls Nanami's bet, which angers Mary, with her stating that they could have won the game if she didn't call. However, Yumeko plans on allowing Nanami to win the game, convincing Mary to go along with the plan and bet 3 Yumeko chips. With 5 Yumeko chips in the pool, Jun orders Nanami to fold. Before she can agree to fold, Yumeko comes to her side, asking her to find her courage and stand up to Jun and leave her status as a house pet behind and prove to everyone she isn't a puppet. Nanami then has flashbacks to a time where she was forced to cut her hair by Jun, building up her emotions, leading her to call and condemn Jun to the status of a house pet, causing Jun to threaten physical violence, with the referee stepping in before anything could happen. The results are then revealed, with Mary placing first with a take of 166 million yen, second being Nanami with 92 million yen, third Yumeko with 74 million yen, and Jun in fourth with 58 million yen. Jun states that the results are wrong, as he is holding 5 Yumeko chips, which are worth more than 58 million on their own. It is then revealed that Jun and Nanami have been tricked, with Yumeko and Mary having swapped their chips' value in order to trick them into believing Yumeko's chips were worth more, allowing them to win the game. The next scene then shows Ryota receiving the money that they had just won, and being astonished by the check's value of 260 million yen. After the game, Yumeko asks Mary if they can be friends, which she reluctantly agrees to as they part ways for the night. The next day, Mary tells Ryota that Yumeko hasn't paid back any of her debt and speculates that she wants the right to challenge a student council member to an official match. Yumeko then finds the two and offers to split the money with Mary, which she then declines, stating that she doesn't want to owe Yumeko. After hearing about Yumeko's wishes to gamble with the president, student council member Midori becomes extremely nervous and rushes out of the room, running to Yumeko and arresting her for not paying her debt. She and Ryota are then taken to a dark room where Midori has set up a game. Before Yumeko has the chance to gamble with the president, Yumeko accepts the proposition, with the game which involves 2 rooms: the interrogation room and the observation room, with both rooms being lock-sealed and soundproof. The monitors and cameras are the only things that link the 2 rooms. The game is then revealed to be a card guessing game where Yumeko and Midori has to guess how the dealer in the other room will line up the cards, with both of them having to match the cards laid by the dealer, getting a point for each correct card, with the most points winning. Yumeko asks Midori how much they are betting, with Midori responding with the fact that she does not gamble with money. Instead, they each load up however many bullets they want into a gun. They then throw their guns into a container, with the winner then picking a gun to shoot with for every victory, with the loser then risking death. Mary then has a meeting with the student council president, with the president then asking Mary to join the student council after her debt settlement win. Mary then refuses the invite, which angers the president. Yumeko then states her 3 conditions for accepting the game, with them being that she will only play 3 games. Ryota has to be the dealer and finally the loser has to pay 1 billion yen to the winner. With Midori accepting these conditions, the game begins. Ryota begins to grow nervous, fearing that he has the power to end Yumeko's life if he picks the wrong cards. Ryota deals the first set of cards and surmises that all he has to do is send any signal to Yumeko, with Midori puzzled at what Ryota's symbol could be. Midori then reveals that she is filling all 6 slots of the gun's chamber with bullets, and both the girls pick their cards, with Ryota then being ordered to reveal his cards with Yumeko. Getting to cards losing to Midori with 3. Midori then aims the gun at Yumeko, filled with excitement as she pulls the trigger.